Woman walks past a homeless man, and after he hands her a piece of paper, his whole world changed. When many people see a homeless person on the street, they often try to look away. They don't want to do anything to help, so it's just easier to look away and pretend that it's not happening. That's what happened to Raimundo Arrudo Sobrihno. He's been living on the streets for an astonishing 35 years. A woman walks past the homeless man every day, and one day he hands her a piece of paper, revealing his identity. Raimundo spends his days on the streets, writing poems and short stories. It's the one thing that he did that made him happy and kept him sane. He would write either a poem or a story every day while writing made him happy. Deep down, he hoped that one day his work would be published and it would inspire people. He always thought that there was no hope of that ever happening for real because people rarely ever took a homeless person seriously. In the late 70s, a military dictatorship rattled Brazil, and that is how Raimundo became homeless. Before that, he grew up along the countryside. When he was 23 years old, he moved to São Paulo, Brazil, where he worked as a book dealer, and he did gardening on the side when the military dictatorship ruined his plans for the future. He was 35 years old and suddenly homeless. Today he's 77 years old with no place to live and no hope for the future. All he has is his writing. Well, one day a woman named Charlotte, who saw Mundo every day, let her curiosity get the best of her. She always wondered what he was writing on his crumpled pieces of paper. When she asked what he was writing, he let her read one of his poems. Shayla was amazed. She couldn't believe what an amazing gift this man had. He told her that he always dreamed that the world would read his writing, so Shayla figured out a way to help him. She created a Facebook page where she could post his work and share his talent with the world. When people started reading his work, he became an internet sensation. Over time, his page had over 1,000 followers. People were supporting his work, and they were even giving him gifts. There was one thing that he got through his Facebook page that he never expected. A brother. Raimundo had a brother that he hadn't seen in decades. When his brother saw his work, he immediately reached out to him. The two had been estranged for years, and his brother never knew where to find him. Finally, the two were reunited. His brother found him on the streets and asked him to move into the house. Raimundo couldn't believe that he found his long-lost brother. After all these years, and he couldn't have been happier for Raimundo, this move changed his life for the first time in 35 years. He was able to take a bath. He also shaved his face. He got a haircut. When he laid his head down at night, he was no longer sleeping on the ground. Instead, he now sleeps in a comfortable bed every night. Raimundo gives Shayla the credit for saving his life. The two never lost contact either, and today they are best of friends. She loves to read his new stories and poetry. He loves the fact that he can do his writing with a roof over his head. Not long after moving in with his brother, he saw a doctor for the first time in 35 years. The doctor was surprised that he was in such great health, considering the fact that he'd been living on the streets for so long. It took the kindness of just one stranger for this man's life to change completely. Raimundo's story is an inspirational one. It just goes to show you that just because a person is down on their luck and homeless, that doesn't mean that they don't have a great potential. If everyone were to open their hearts to someone who is struggling, they could make a huge difference. Just because a person doesn't have a place to live, it doesn't mean that they are not just as smart and as talented as people who have a home. Subscribe for more.